This is a question of time and work asked by UPSC in their CSAT paper of 2011. A contract on construction job specify a penalty for delay in completion of the work beyond a certain date as follows. Rupees 200 for the first day, rupees 250 for the second day, rupees 300 for the third day. The penalty for each succeeding day being 50 more than that of the preceding day. How much penalty should the contractor pay if he delay the work by 10 days? So this is a simple question, right? So now he's saying if he is delaying the work one day, so how much penalty he have to pay? He have to pay 200 rupees. If 2 days, then it will be, so what they have given, like it will be 250, and 3 day it will be 300, right? And they have also written like each succeeding day being 50 more, they are 50 more, right, than the preceding day, right? So the difference here is all is 50, right? So till 10th day we have to compute, right? See, you can just add, you can just write all the numbers. Here will be 350, 400, 450 in this way, and you can add them, right? Otherwise, if you know, in these kind of series is what arithmetic progression we can use, AP, right? So this is a summation of arithmetic progression. So what is the formula for that? Because this is summation of arithmetic progression, this will be n by 2, 2a plus n minus 1 into d. This is the formula. N is what? Here 10 day. So n will be 10. A is what? A is the initial. Initial is 200. So this will be 200. N is what? I told you 10 minus 1. D is what? D is the difference between the number, the difference between two successive number. It's 50. It should be constant. Then only we can apply this arithmetic progression, right? I hope you all know this. So the D is 50. So this will be our answer. We have to just solve it. So this 2 5s are 10. So this will be 5. This will be 400. This will be 9 into 50. So this will be 400 plus 450. So this will become how much? This will become 850 into 5. Right. So it will be how much? You have to divide it. 5 5s are 25. 5 8s are 40 plus 2. So 4250. So this is our answer. This will be the total penalty for 10 days. Right. So the answer is option B. So this is our answer. Right. So I hope ये question भी आपको समझ आ गया होगा. Right. If you guys still have some issues, so you can connect with us. And if you guys like our work, you can like on the YouTube, right? And you can also share it with your friends. Okay. This is a question of time and work asked by UPSC in CSAT paper of 2013. The tank full of petrol in Arun's motorcycle lasts for 10 days. If he start using 25% more every day, how many days will the tank full of petrol last? So this question is easy. He's saying the tank is full and it lasts for how many days? 10 days. But now Arun is using 25% more every day. So how many days will the tank last, right? So we can assume like this will be easy if we will assume, like there are 100 liter of petrol in Arun motorcycle, right? So if there is a 100 liter petrol, so in one day how much he is using? So in one day he is using 100 upon 10 because it is lasting 10 days, right? So I'm using just the unitary method because in 10 days he is able to consume 100 liter. So in one day how much he will consume? He will consume 100 by 10. So it will be 10 liter. So in one day the Arun is using 10 liter petrol. But now what happened? He is using 25% more, right? So it will be like previously he was using 10 and now 25% more, 25% of 10, right? So this will be how much? So this will be 10 plus 2.5. So it will be 12.5. So now daily he is using how much petrol? He is using 12.5 petrol, right? So how many days the tank will last, right? So now how we will calculate? So total petrol is 100 liter, and daily he is using how much? 12.5, right? So how many days it will last? We will just divide 100 by 12.5, right? So this will be how much? You can calculate it like this, otherwise you can write directly, right? So from 25 we can cut this. 25 5 is 125, 25 4 is 40, 25 4 is 100, right? So this will be 40 upon 5. So 5 8 is 40, so it will be 8 days, right? So the answer will be option D. See, this was very easy question, right? I hope सबको समझ आ गया होगा. Okay, if you guys have some issue in that, you can connect with me. If you guys liking my video, so you should like my video on the YouTube, and you should also share it with your friends, right? This is a question of time and work asked by UPSC in their CSAT paper of 2013. In a garrison, there was a food for 1000 soldiers for 1 month. So there was a food for how many soldiers? 1000, and it will last 30 days, right? After 10 days, 1000 more soldiers join the garrison. How long would the soldier be able to carry on with the remaining food? So the 10 soldier consume the food how many days? 10 days, right? So they consume food for 10 days. So the remaining food is sufficient for 1000 soldier for how many days? 20 days, right? Because 10 days they already consumed, so the remaining food will last 20 days for how many soldiers? 1000 soldiers. But now the soldier are 1000 more soldier are added, so now the soldier are 2000. So how many days the food will last? The food will last 10 days. Are you able to get it? It's like I have a chocolate, है ना? Two people can eat it. So two people can eat the chocolate for how many days? 10 days. If I am doubling this one, now I have 4 people to consume chocolate. So how many days the chocolate will last? The chocolate will last 5 days, because the number of chocolate are fixed, right? So I am increasing the number of people. So if I am doubling it, the number of people are getting doubled, so the time will get reduced. So here also the number of soldiers are doubled. Now they are 2000. So the time will be half, right? So 10 days. So the answer is option C. So this is the answer. See, this is very easy question, right? The trouble is understanding the language of the question, right? So I hope ये आपको सबको समझ आ गया होगा. If you guys have any problem in this, you can connect with us and we will explain you this question personally, right? This is a question of time and work asked by UPSC in CSAT paper of 2013. Consider the following diagram. See, this diagram is given, and I know many people who will just see the diagram and they will like get confused, or they will like, oh, I can't solve it. And this is very easy question. So the X-men working at constant speed do a certain job in Y days, right? So on how many X-men and Y days? So on the X-axis they have given the number of men, and on the Y-axis they have given the days. Which one of these diagrams show the relation between X and Y days? So what is the relation? See, this is very simple. If suppose there is a one man, right? If there is a one man, or if assume you are working alone on some work, right? So in 5 days you can complete that work, or suppose in 5 days you can clean your room or anything, right? And suppose the whole family, if you have 4 members in your family, right? So all 4 members are working in that work, right? So total will be now 5 men. If the 5 men will work on that work, in how many days it will get complete? So it will get complete early, right? So now it will take less than 5 days, right? So are you okay with it? So the same thing is apply here, right? See, let's see one by one, right? So now in this question, suppose here 0 men, right? Suppose here, so here the number of men is suppose 2. So number of days he is taking, just assume like this, right? Suppose it's taking 5 days. Now the men got increased. Now 4 men are working on it, and it is taking how many days? It will be more, 10 here. So this is wrong because number of days should reduce, right? So they are inversely proportional, right? So here, what's the problem in this diagram? In this diagram, the problem is like here, suppose one man is working, then two men, then three men, but the number of days are remaining constant. It can't happen. So this is also wrong figure. And this in this figure, it is going negative on the x-axis and y-axis. So this can't be. Like, so the work can be negative. The number of days can't be negative, right? So the answer will be option this diagram 4. So in this diagram, suppose there is a one man is working. So it will taking, suppose here it's a how many days? It's taking 5 days. Now two men are working. Then it's taking 3 days. Suppose four men are working. This is 4. So how many days? It is taking 2 days. So are you seeing? We are increasing man. So what is happening? The time is decreasing, right? So they are like inversely proportional. So the number of days are inversely proportional to the number of men, right? So this will be the correct figure. So the answer is option D. So this will be our answer, right? So I hope ये सबको समझ आ गया. This was very easy question, right? I know many people who are not from science background, they find these diagram a little bit difficult, right? But if you just give 5 or 10 minutes in it, you can understand it. So it's just about to cope up with your fear, right? So you have to just be patient and just try to understand it, and then you can solve it. Okay, I hope ये सबको समझ में आ गया होगा. If you guys still have problem, you can connect with us and I will resolve your all queries. So this is a question of time and work asked by UPSC in their CSAT paper of 2016. The W can do 25% of your work in 30 days. X can do 1 by 4 of the work in 10 days, right? And Y can do 40% of the work in 40 days. Z can do 1 by 3rd of the work in 30 days. So who will complete the work first? Right, so they have given what? Let's take W first, right? So he is able to complete 25%. So we can write 25 by 100. So he complete 25 by 100 works in how many days? 30 days, right? So therefore he will complete one work in how many days? 30 upon 25 upon 100. So this will be equal to 30 into 100 upon 25. 25 4 is 100. This will be 120 days. Otherwise you can do it directly because 25% work is completed in 30 days. So 100% will be in how many days? So 4 times here, so it will be 4 times here, so it will be 120 only, right? So now for X, so X can complete 1 by 4 of a work in how many days? 10 days. So therefore he will complete one work in 10 upon 1 upon 4 days. So it will be 10 into 4 upon 1. So it will be 40 days, right? And now for Y we will calculate. So Y is able to complete 40%, or we can write 40 upon 100. So he is able to complete 40 by 100 work in how many days? 40 days. So one work he will complete in how many days? 40 upon 100. So this will 100 will go up. So this will be 40 upon 100 or 40. This 40 will cut this 40. So this will be 100 days. Now for Z we will calculate. So the Z can complete 1 by 3 of the work in how many days? 13 days. See, you can do it directly also. Like 1 by 3rd of the work is completed in 13 days. So one work will be 13 into 3. Similarly here 1 by 4. Right, 1 by 4 work they are completing in 10 days. Right, so this is equal to like 25%. Right, otherwise you can use the this method, like anybody can solve it, right? So this will be 4 times. So here Z is completing 1 by 3rd of the work in 13 days. So one work he will compute in 13 upon 1 by 3. So it will be 3 into 13. That will be 39. So now the question is asking who will complete the work first. So who will complete the work first? Who will take the minimum day, right? So he's taking 120 days, he is taking 40 days, and he is taking 100 days. Z is taking 39 days. So this will be the answer. So the answer will be option D, Z, right? So I hope you guys can understand it. See, if you read this language now in exam, it will look lengthy, right? You get confused. But if you keep yourself patient and calm, you can solve it very easily, right? This is a question of time and work asked by UPSC in their CSAT paper of 2016. Right. So there is an order of 19,000 quantity of a particular product from a customer. The firm produces 1,000 unit of that product per day, out of which 5% are unfit for sale. In how many days will the order be completed? So this is an easy question. This is very easy question. So what the question is saying, that a firm producing how many goods per day? 1,000. Right. And out of this 1,000, 5% are unfit. 5% खराब है. Right. तो सही कितने हैं? Right. So total fit product कितने हैं per day? 1,000 is total, and we will detect the unfit. So unfit is how much? 5%. 5% of what? 1,000. Right. So this 0 will cancel this 0. Right. So it will be 50. So it will be 1,000 minus 50. So it will be 950. So total 950 are fit for sale. So the company have to produce how many? 19,000. So this is what? In one day they are producing how much? 950 they are producing in one day. Right. So 19,000 they will produce in how many days? So they will produce in 19,000 upon 950. This is a unitary method I am using here. Right. This 0 will cancel this 0. Right. You can cut it through 5. 5 3 is 15. Right. 4. 5 8 is right, and 0. Now you can directly cut 19 to the 38. So it will be 20. So how many days they will produce? 19,000 quantity they will produce in 20 days. So the answer is option C. So this is the answer. See, this was very easy question, right? So this is asked in CSAT paper, right? So I hope ये सबको समझ आ गया होगा. Okay. So this is a question from time and work asked by UPSC in their CSAT paper of 2016, right? So Ram and Shyam work on a job together. So they are working together for how many days? For 4 days, and complete 60% of it. And they are able to complete 60% of the work. Ram take leaves and then Shyam work for 8 more days. So suppose the work is from here to here, right? This is the 60% of the work. In this period, both Ram and Shyam are working. Now here the Ram leaves, and from here to here only the Shyam is working. Fine. And the Shyam takes how many days? 8 days to complete this work. So this work is how much? This work is 40%, because this is 60%, so the remaining is 40%. So 40% means 40 by 100. So we can say, because 40% of 40 by 100 works complete by Shyam in 8 days. So one work will complete in how many days? 8 upon 40 by 100. So this will become, so this 0 can cancel this 0, this 4 to the 8. So this is 20. So the Shyam can complete a work in how many days? 20 days. So Shyam alone can work. If Shyam working alone, then he can complete a work in how many days? 20 days, right? So we have calculated it. Now, so what the question is asking? The question is asking, how long would Ram takes to complete the entire job alone? So the question is asking, if the Ram is working alone, then in how many days he can complete it, right? So the one day work of Shyam will be how much? It will be 1 upon 20. We all know this, right? Because he is able to complete whole work in 20 days. So in one day, how much works he will complete? He will complete 1 by 20. And suppose Ram is able to complete work in X days. So Ram one day work will be how much? Ram one day work will be 1 upon X. So now they are working together. They are working together means Ram's one day work plus Shyam one day work, right? So they both are working how many days? They both are working 4 days. So this work is equal to how much work? This work is equal to 60% of work because it is given, right? So it will be equal to this work, right? So I will take 4 with 100, right? So it will become 1 upon x plus 1 upon 20. This 0 will cancel this 0, right? So this will become 6 upon 10 into 4, right? So I can cancel it with 3, right? 2 3s are 6, 2 2s are 4. Now 1 by 20 will go this side. So it will be 1 upon x is equal to 3 by 20 minus 1 upon 20. So let's take LCM 20. So it will become 1 upon x is equal to 3 minus 1. So it will be 1 upon x is equal to 2 upon 20. So 2 will cancel this. So this will be 10. So x will be 10 days. So x is what? X is what? So x is number of days Ram can complete the work alone, right? So this is 10. So the answer is option C. So this is the right answer, right? So I hope you सबको समझ आ गया होगा, and this was a easy question, right? This is not a hard question, and no, they have not given very hard calculation here, right? So this is easy calculation, so you can solve it in 1 minute hardly, right? But for that you need to practice it, right? So if you are able to understand this language, then you can complete the question in 1 minute itself, right? So if you guys have any problem in this, you can comment, you can call us, or you can WhatsApp us, and I will explain you this question personally or any other question, right? So this is a question of time and work asked by UPSC in the CSAT paper of 2017. P works thrice as fast as Q. So what is given, like the efficiency is given. So in this type of question, it is better if we write it like this, because P is working thrice as fast as Q. So if Q is taking 3 days to complete a work, right? So P can complete that work in 1 day, right? So whereas P and Q together can work 4 times as fast as R. So what is given? If P and Q are working together, right? So their efficiency in comparison to R is given. How much? P plus Q work 4 times, right? As fast as R. If P, Q, R together work on a job, in what ratio should they share the earning, right? So in what ratio they should share the earning? In what ratio they will share their earning? They will share their earning on the basis of their efficiency. Who will work more, he will get more share, right? So there is no need to use the time and work concept here. I can solve it through ratio method only, right? So this will be like P plus Q upon R is how much? 4 upon 1. So it will be, and from here P upon Q is equal to 3 upon 1, right? So I will then P will become how much? P will become 3Q. So I will write it here, right? So it will be 3Q plus Q upon R is equal to 4, right? So it will be 4Q upon R is equal to 4. This 4 will cut this one. Then Q upon R is how much? Q upon R is 1 upon 1, right? So PQ is how much? This is given from here, 3 is to 1, right? And Q upon R we calculated 1 is to 1. You know from ratio, if these are same, then the ratio will be how much? The ratio will be 3 is to 1 is to 1. So this is the answer, right? So their earning, because I told you, like their earning will be according to their efficiency. So this is the ratio of their efficiency, and this will also be the ratio of their earning or the share in earning, right? So this is the answer. So this was very easy question. It was just you to understand this language, right? So I hope ये आप सबको समझ आ गया होगा. Okay. This is a question of time and work asked by UPSC in CSAT paper of 2020. A person X can complete 20% of a work in 8 days, and another person Y can complete 25% of the same work in 6 days. If they work together, how many days will 40% of the work will be completed, right? So what is given? This is person A. He complete 20% of the work in how many days? 8 days. So you can use the unitary method here, right? So 20 by 100 works is completed in 8 days. One work will be completed in how many days? 8 into 100 by 20, right? So this will be 8 into 5. 8 5s are 40. So the X will take 40 days to complete a work. Similarly for Y, right? Y completes how much works? 25% work. In how many days? In 6 days. I'm using just the unitary method. Then one work Y will complete in how many days? So it will be 25 by 100 actually, right? So 100 will go up. So I'm writing it direct, right? I hope you guys can understand. Then 25 4s are 100. So it will take 24 days, right? So now A is taking 40 days to complete a work and B is taking 24 days to work. If they both work together, then in how many days 40% of the work will be completed, right? So there is one method we have learned in the school that you can compute, like if X is completing the work in 40 days, right? So in one day work will be how much? One day work will be 1 by 40. Similarly, the Y one day work will be 1 by 24. If they both work together, X plus Y, then their one day work will be how much? 1 upon 40 plus 1 upon 24, right? So in this way you can do. Otherwise you can assume, let's the work is, as we was doing in the profit and loss, we was assuming let the price is 100. So suppose here let the work is how much? We will take the LCM of 40 and 24. So it will be like 120, right? Let the work is 120, right? If the work is 120, in how many days the A will complete this work? Total he is taking 40 days, right? So in one day how much works he can complete? So the one day work of A will be how much? It will be total work upon the number of days, right? So it will be, so 3 unit he is working every day, right? So if A work 3 unit every day, he can complete the work in 40 days. Similarly for B, so in one day how many units B is able to complete? 120 upon 24, so it will be 5 unit. So B is completing 5 unit per day. So total unit of A plus B will be how much? Or X, this is X and Y, not AB, right? So the total unit of X plus Y in one day will be how much? 3 plus 5 is equal to 8, right? So now the question is saying only 40% of the work. So we will take 40% of 120, because only he is asking about the 40% of the work. So it will be how much? This 0 will cut this 0, this 0 will cut this 0. So this will be 48, right? So if in one day 8 units are done, right? 8 units are done in one day, right? In one day how many units are done? 8 units, right? So 48 units are completed in how many days? So it will be 48 upon 8. This will be 6. So it will be 6 days, right? So the answer is option A. See, this was very easy question. We are not using any very deep concept of time and work here. We are just using the simple unitary method here, right? So you can solve it through here also. You can take the LCM here also, like, so the LCM here also will come 120, right? So it will be 3 plus 5. So both are same actually. You can do it any way you like, right? So this is a question from time and work asked by UPSC in CSAT paper of 2021. A man completes 7 by 8 of a job in 21 days. So what is given? Given that 7 by 8 works, right, complete in how many days? 21 days, right? How many more days will it take him to finish the job, right? If quantum of work is further increased by 50%. So there are two things the question is asking. We need to see in this paper of CSAT, we need to understand the language, right? So this language is very important. If you are able to decipher it, you can solve the question. First thing, the question is asking that the remaining work, right? Because they have given how many more days will it take him to finish the job. So first work is that the person have to finish the work, right? Because only 7 by 8 of work is finished. So the remaining work, how many days it will take? And the second is the work is increased by 50%, right? So first he has to complete the remaining work, and then he has to complete the 50% of that work also, right? So we can solve it through unitary method, right? It's very easy, like you have to apply just the unitary method. 7 by 8 work, we can use, like, because 7 by 8 work completes is 21 days, then one work will complete in how many days? 20 upon 7 by 8. This 8 will go with 21, then it will become like this. So we can cut this. 7 3 is 21, then 8 into 3 is equal to 24. So the work will gets complete in 24 days, but he has completed only 21 days. So 3 more days, 24 minus 21. So 3 more days it will take him to complete the work, right? But now the works got increased by 50%, right? So 50% more works. So if you can understand that he is able to complete the full work in 24 days, 50% in how many days he will do? So we will make half of it. So in 12 days he will complete 50% of work, right? So total how many days? 3 days for the remaining work, and the 50% increase, the work got increased by 50%. So how many days it will take him to complete? 12 days. So 3 plus 12. So it will be 15 days. So in 15 days the man will complete the work, right? So the answer will be option D, right? So I hope ये आप सबको समझ आ गया होगा. If you guys still have some issues, so you can connect with us and I will explain you this question personally, right? This is a question of time and work asked by UPSC in CSAT paper of 2022. 24 men and 12 women can do a piece of work in 30 days, right? So 24 men and 12 women complete a piece of work in how many days? 30 days. In how many days can 12 men and 24 women do the same piece of work, right? So this equation is given and this is asked, right? If the change is same, right, the ratio of or the proportion of change is same, then we can make some inference, like from here 24 to 12, so the man is becoming half, but here the women are becoming twice, right? But suppose this would have been 6, this would have been 12 women plus 12 men plus 6 women. So what would have been the answer? The answer will be the double of this, right? Because we reduce the workforce, right? So it will get doubled here, right? Because the workforce is just half of the previous one, right? But here they have decreased the man but increased the woman, and we don't know the relationship between man and woman, like who is more efficient, man or woman. We don't know that, or they may be equal. So we cannot infer anything from this single equation, right? We could have infer information if the ratio of change have been same, right? As I told you, like it could have been like 1 by 3, or the change on the this side with man and woman have been in the same proportion, then we could have made some inference. But now we can't make any inference. So the answer would be the data is inadequate to draw any conclusion, right? So this will be the best possible answer. So its answer is option D, right?